This is the first question you probably ask yourself if you are beginner like me. So I thought this week it'd be a good idea to start learning OpenCV. So what's the best way to get started with OpenCV?
Well, unfortunately, I don't know anything.
Don't worry guys, I will not leave you like that. Instead, I'm going to talk about what worked for me for getting started with OpenCV and just hope that it's helpful enough for some of you guys. This is Ila, founder of Elite App Makers. It's an app developmental agency firm. We have done some projects in collaboration with some startup companies, and also we are open for any collaboration, and I think that's enough for now. Let's start our DIY self-learning web series for OpenCV. Throughout this web series, I will tell some tips and tricks that I usually follow while self-learning. Tip number 1. Always feed your curiosity. These tips will surely enhance your self-learning ability. By seeing some of the other OpenCV YouTube videos, I finally got some inspiration and curiosity. This stuff is way too cool than I thought of. I installed OpenCV that night and downloaded some codes from internet and had absolutely not a clue or idea what was going on in the script. 99% of lucky ones will see output without any struggle. But if you are in 1% like me, you will probably come up with these errors. Even though I managed to get rid of these errors. But every single modification that I did resulted in errors. Now this is due to knowing absolutely nothing about how to write OpenCV code. So I took a step back and did what any beginners could do. I did a quick search for how to write OpenCV code, but before that we need to know what is OpenCV. Let's find out what is OpenCV.
A few moments later.
It turns out that I finally found full form of OpenCV, Open Source Computer Vision. And another fact is that it is originally developed by Intel. Don't worry guys, it's just a summary of 5-minute search. After reading some of the forum pages like Quora, I came to know that we need to have some basic coding knowledge in Python, and we need to know to do some matrix calculation. And also how to do that calculation in Python using Numpy. Before that, we need to find some documentation to learn. Let's go to the original website. The original website for OpenCV is opencv.org. They have some documentation and tutorial also.
Moments later.
I found out this documentation and also a PDF. It turns out it has about 273 pages. Seriously, I don't know guys how much time it will take to read these stuffs. Before installing OpenCV, we need to fulfill our requirements as mentioned before. Basic coding knowledge in Python. For this, you can make use of this resource. It's very good resource for Python beginners, and it helps me a lot too. It will probably take about 6 to 7 hours for first time learners, and if you know Python already and want to recall some syntax, it will probably take about 1 to 2 hours.
1 hour later.
Our next requirement is basic math knowledge in matrix. It's actually taught in our school, but unfortunately I'm not good at listening. Or maybe I slept, who knows. In fact, after this so long years I have not used matrix in my life. In school time I used to wonder why we are studying these things, but it's actually used in image processing and also in machine learning. If you're like me guys, don't worry, I will help you with that. It's not too late to realize and learn. I have good resources for that too. For that you can refer Khan Academy. They have plenty of videos. They have introduction to matrices and also with augmented matrices. They have some pretty much very good resources too, like image of transformation, which are all used in our image processing, and free image offset set.
6.5 hours later.
Our final requirement is basic coding knowledge in Numpy. For that you can refer Geeks for Geeks. This is not a full Numpy documentation, but it's enough for to code OpenCV. They have introduction and also has advanced.
1 hour later.
All resources links are in description below.
Meanwhile,
for Windows user, you need to make sure that you add Python 3.7 to your path. After reading 1.1 chapter, I came to know how to install OpenCV, and by watching some of other YouTube channel videos, I made this PPT for you guys. Actually, there are two ways to install OpenCV. One is by using pip and other is by compiling from source. Each has its own pros and cons. Pip install method. It is the fastest possible way to install OpenCV. It will be completed in matter of minutes. But it gives less control over OpenCV configuration and has less future modules. It will run our code with the help of CPU. It do not contain non-free algorithms and patented algorithms. Pros and cons of compiling from source. It will give you the greatest control over your OpenCV configuration. It will give you the access to full and optimized installation. It will run our code with the help of GPU. It includes non-free algorithms and other patented algorithms. By far it is the harder and slowest method to install OpenCV when compared to pip method. It will take longer time to complete installation. By reading some community pages and some discussion forums, I came to know that it will take about 4+ hours to complete installation. And it also depends on the computer CPU capacity. In fact, there are two pip packages for OpenCV. One is OpenCV Python and other is opencv-contrib-python. OpenCV-Python has only main modules in its library. OpenCV-contrib-python, it has both main modules and contrib modules. In fact, you don't need to install both the packages. You need to pick one. This is the library I recommend you to install as it includes both main modules and contrib modules. These are the commands you need to type it in the command prompt or terminal depending upon the OS. For Windows, we need to type pip install opencv-contrib-python. If you see this output, that means you properly installed OpenCV in your computer. Alright guys, hope you like this episode. If you have further questions, just leave them in comment section. If you want to see our future episodes, please subscribe and don't forget to press notification bell button.